I remember seeing him one of those first appointments, and on the pictures of my scans and everything, it said palliative care next to my name. And I remember thinking, that's end of life care. That's all they're offering me. I was diagnosed with lung cancer on the 16th of April last year. I don't have any of what I would consider the classic symptoms are. You know, I didn't have a bad cough that was getting worse. I was breathless, but I could still do things. I was very tired, but I thought that's possibly because I've got no energy because I'm not eating. The worst symptom, if anything, was the actual sort of nausea and not being able to keep any food down. We went to Spain in February last year to house hunt. Having sold a property over here, we decided we'd buy a holiday home for all of us to use. On the day that we came back, that evening, I had a really bad back pain. I just basically medicated it for several days, at which point my husband went, "You need to go and see somebody," because it wasn't getting any better, it wasn't going away. So it was just like a dull sort of painful ache in my lower back. I then went through, well, several months, because obviously it was February to mid-April, of being back in and out of the GP surgery. I was originally diagnosed with muscular pain, which then obviously they treated it for that. That didn't do anything. I then had an X-ray, and they noticed that there looked like some fluid around my lung, and a possible shadow. But again, they thought in between that, they thought it might have been a kidney infection because it was still painful in my lower back. They then thought it might be pneumonia, so I went through 3 lots of antibiotic treatment. As I say, in and out of the doctors. I found it really difficult to keep any food down. I was very sort of sick, and lost, well, probably about 1.5 stone in weight. And eventually I went to the GP again. I couldn't count how many times I've been, on a Friday evening, and he sent me to Southampton General. They admitted me because my oxygen levels were low, and I'd had a CT scan as well, which just confirmed the shadow. I think probably I was a little bit in denial as to what exactly I'd got. The day that we saw the first consultant, she didn't actually tell me the actual sort of proper diagnosis of my cancer. She just told me I had lung cancer, there was a tumour in my lung, and that it had spread to my lymph nodes and also to the fluid around my lung on the right hand side. And she also said it's inoperable because of the position of it. It was right down near the bottom of my windpipe. And she also said it's incurable because of the spread, that it's already sort of spread to other parts. So there is nothing that we can do to cure it. We went into hospital on the Monday afternoon just to be given these tablets that he said, that's what I'm going to start you on. And I had to stay for several hours to have a drip put into me because I was so dehydrated. And then we started, and literally I take one tiny little tablet every day at 5 o'clock, which is a bit weird, but the nurse did say to me, she said, whatever time we start these, you need to stick to this from now on. So I suppose I've just got used to the fact that at 5 o'clock or as close to, I take one of those little tablets each day. And it just seemed quite amazing that was it. That was enough. And that was more than enough to really sort of make amazing results to me in particular. I had my first scans in July, and I had, as I do every time, I had an MRI scan of my head and brain, and then I have a CT scan of my chest, abdomen and pelvis. And well, we went back in to see the results, and to be honest, they were just, well, it was just absolutely amazing. It was just, you know, couldn't believe how quickly things had cleared up. I mean, by this point, this is early July, so we're only talking, what, 2.5 months, something like that. Already the tumour in my lungs was probably about a quarter of its original size. The fluid had almost gone from around my lungs. There were still 1 or 2 lesions in my brain, but certainly nothing like what there was before. There is no reason why you shouldn't have hope. As I said, I've had many a conversation with my consultant about the amazing leaps that medical science has produced, you know, just in the last 10 years. As he said, you know, 10 years ago, with, you know, somebody suffering from incurable, inoperable lung cancer would basically have been written off. I think now I'm more hopeful that, you know, it's not the kind of end of life sentence that it was when I first sort of heard and first started to get to grips with it. And those feelings do creep back in every now and again. I mean, I don't think we'd be human if we didn't feel a bit mortal. But certainly I feel a bit more, you know, I'm a lot more positive. I mean, I always was quite a positive person anyway, but it took a lot of bashing when we went through that. So now I'm able to plan. I thought at one point, you know, I was thinking, all I could think of was all the negative things, like, oh, I've never done that, or I've never been there, or I've never done this, and I'm never going to. And then with the treatment working so well, I'm beginning to think, oh, there's no reason why I couldn't do that, or go there, or sort of think. And it gives that little bit of hope and that little bit of, you know, a bit of excitement about what's coming. So that's good.